So thanks for agreeing to take the MBTI assessment. I think that in the last 20 years of mediating personality type differences are very central to almost all, if not all, of the conflicts that I have mediated. And I think that understanding your type is going to help you to perhaps understand and better articulate what's really important to you and what your preferences are. And it'll also help you to see perhaps what might be contributing to conflict between you and people who have perhaps different personality types. So there's two components or two parts to the assessment. The first is the online component, and the next couple of slides are going to give you some information about how to fill that out or what frame of mind to be in when you're answering those questions. And then part two is a self-assessment, and I will send that to you once you have completed the online. So a few things that you need to know about the assessment. One is it's not a test, it's an indicator. So it's not testing how normal you are or how not normal you are. It's only looking at ranges of completely normal behavior. So it's not saying that there's one type that's better than the other, or that there's one type or one set of preferences that is part of a healthy personality. They're all normal. They're all normal types. So it's not a test to see how extroverted you are or how much of a thinker you are. It's not about that. It's looking at a normal range of behavior. So in that light, there's no right or wrong answers, and there's no better or worse types. You are going to get 93 questions, and they're forced choice questions. So there's going to be times when you might not have a clear answer, but what it's going to do is it's going to ask you to pick the best one, even if it's not the perfect one. So one thing that you'll learn more about in the next module is that all types have potential strengths and all types have potential blind spots. So you'll learn a little bit about that when you receive your report, which you will do just before a call that we'll set up together. And another thing that's really important to know is that the results are not meant to limit people or stereotype people. Within our types, there are differences, and there is a deeper assessment that you may choose to do at a later time. But how we express our preferences can be different, so you may have the same personality type or MBTI type as someone else, but that doesn't mean that you'll act in the exact same way, because there are things that influence that, like learning and skill development and that sort of thing. So it's not meant to limit or stereotype people. It's really meant to help you understand yourself and your choices and how those differences in terms of how you communicate and how you get energy might be different than someone else. And the other thing that you need to know is that the results of this assessment, they're confidential and they belong to you. So you and I will talk about them, and you may choose to share them with someone else, and you may choose to keep it confidential. That's your call. So as you move through the 93 questions, there's a particular frame of mind that is helpful to have. So I want you to think about what you prefer when you don't have any pressure to behave in a certain way. So on a perfect day, when no one's bugging you, what would you choose? So think of yourself outside of the roles that you play at work or the roles that you've taken on in your personal life. What's your true preference, your true self? Because we all learn from work or from family to behave in certain ways, and that may go against our actual preference. So try to be in a frame of mind of that perfect day when everything goes exactly how you like it. Okay? In the form below, please enter the email address that you would like to use to access your assessment. Once I have that, I'll set up an account for you at MBTI, and they will send you the link directly to fill out the 93 questions, and it should take you between 20 and 30 minutes to do that. And once you've completed the online portion of the assessment, I will be notified by MBTI, and I'll send you part 2, which is the self-assessment. Once I have your self-assessment, then I can print out your reported type, so the one that the computer is going to generate from the online assessment. And when we meet, we will compare the two. And if there's any difference, then we can talk it through, and I'll help you to determine what is your best fit type.